Kanyinsola Ajayi crossed the finish line in London and turned his head to stare right at Oblique Seville. The world champion had just lost again, to a 21-year-old college kid from Nigeria. And the time on the clock? It shocked everyone in the stadium, because Ajayi did it against the wind. Here is how it happened. The London Diamond League is one of the biggest track meets in the world. More than 50,000 fans pack the London Stadium every summer. The men's 100 meters is always the race everyone waits for, and this time the field was loaded. Oblique Seville of Jamaica was the man to beat. He is the reigning world champion. He also owned the fastest time in the world this season, a blazing 9.82 seconds. Around him stood a wall of talent. Great Britain's Jarnell Hughes and Jeremiah Azu were racing at home. Romel Glave was hungry for a breakout. Emmanuel Esime of Cameroon and Gift Liatlela of South Africa were dangerous too. Jordan Anthony of the United States rounded out a stacked lineup. Then there was Ajayi. The young Nigerian was the new name on everyone's lips. 2 weeks earlier, he had done something that made the whole sprint world stop and pay attention. We will get to that in a moment. But first, the start was clean. Seville got out of the blocks well, just like a world champion should. Ajayi stayed right with him. For the first 50 meters, this race was a war between two men, stride for stride. Neither one blinked. Then it happened. Just past the halfway mark, Ajayi found another gear. His knees drove higher. His stride opened up. Meter by meter, he pulled away from the world champion. Seville fought hard, but the gap would not close. In the final steps, Ajayi turned his head and looked straight at Seville as he blazed across the line first. The clock stopped at 9.84 seconds. Think about that number for a second. The wind was blowing against the runners at 0.7 meters per second. Ajayi ran 9.84 into a headwind. That tied the Nigerian national record. It also matched his own season best. Sprinters usually need a tailwind to run times like that. Ajayi did it with the air pushing back on his chest. With a normal tailwind at his back, that run could have been something truly scary, maybe even faster than anything the world has seen this season. Seville crossed second in 9.87. Glave grabbed third in 9.97, a personal best that thrilled the home crowd. Esime matched that same 9.97 for fourth. Liatlela and Anthony both ran 9.99. Hughes clocked 10.02 and Azu ran 10.07. 6 men broke 10 seconds in one race, and a college junior beat them all. After the race, Ajayi kept it simple. He said, "I just came out here and did what I had to do. I'm happy. I got the job done." But here is the part that makes this story bigger than one race. This was not the first time Ajayi beat Seville. It was the second time in 2 weeks. Rewind to early July. The Prefontaine Classic at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. That was Ajayi's first race against the pros as a Diamond League circuit newcomer. The field was brutal. Seville was there. So was Christian Coleman, a former world champion. So was Kenny Bednarek, one of America's best. Nobody expected the college kid to win. Seville actually got the better start that day. But by the 30-meter mark, Ajayi had blown past him. He never looked back. The clock read 9.84 seconds again. Seville finished second in 9.89. Coleman took third in 9.95, just ahead of Bednarek at 9.96. One win could be luck. A hot day, a perfect race. That is what some people said after Eugene. So Ajayi answered them on social media. He wrote, "Hey doubters, the more you talk, the more I shine. All of this was just a matter of time. We are not done." Then he flew to London and beat Seville again. Same winning time, different country, no luck involved. That is now 2 wins in a row over the reigning world champion. And if you know the history between these two, this rivalry gets even deeper. Less than a year before London, these two men met on the biggest stage in track, the World Championships in Tokyo in September 2025. Ajayi shocked everyone just by making the 100-meter final. No Nigerian man had reached a world final since Olusoji Fasuba back in 2007. In the semifinal, Ajayi ran a personal best of 9.88 seconds. In the final, he faded to 6th place in 10th, and the man who won the gold medal that night? Oblique Seville. So picture how that felt for Ajayi. He watched Seville celebrate a world title while he walked off the track in 6th. Most young sprinters would need years to close that gap. Ajayi needed 10 months. Now he has beaten the champion twice, back-to-back, on the champion's own circuit. Seville is still a monster, and everyone knows it. His 9.82 remained the fastest time in the world this season. He did not run badly in London. A 9.87 in a headwind is a strong race. The problem for Seville is simple. There is now a man on the planet who keeps finishing in front of him. So who is Kanyinsola Ajayi? He was born in September 2004 in Nigeria. He races for Auburn University in America, and his rise this year has been unreal. It started indoors. In February 2026, he ran the 60 meters in 6.45 seconds. That tied the collegiate record held by Christian Coleman. It also set a new African record. In March, he ran 6:45 again to win the NCAA indoor title. Then came May, and the moment that changed Nigerian sprinting forever. At the NCAA East Regional in Lexington, Kentucky, Ajayi ran 9.84 seconds. That broke the Nigerian national record of 9:85 held by Olusoji Fasuba. That record had stood for 20 years, since 2006. A record older than some of the fans watching him was gone in under 10 seconds. In June, he won the NCAA outdoor 100-meter title in Eugene. His time in that final was a jaw-dropping 9.72 seconds. The wind was just over the legal limit at 2.2 meters per second, so it does not count for records. But it stands as the second fastest time in college history under any conditions. Only one man has ever run faster at the NCAA level with any wind. That race also made Ajayi just the second Nigerian ever to win the NCAA 100-meter crown. After Divine Odeduru, Ajayi credits college racing for making him ready so fast. After his Eugene win, he said, "The NCAA prepared me for moments like this. Racing against top athletes every week gave me the confidence to compete on the professional stage. That confidence shows every time he steps in the blocks. He does not race like a rookie. He races like a man who expects to win. Indoor champion, outdoor champion, national record holder, and then in the space of 2 weeks, the man who beat the world champion twice, all at 21 years old, all while still in college. The men's 100 meters has been waiting for a fresh rivalry. Now it has one. Ajayi against Seville is becoming the matchup fans circle on the calendar. The champion with the world-leading time against the young challenger who keeps beating him when it counts. Every future race between them just became must-watch. For Nigeria, this is even bigger. The country has waited 2 decades for a sprinter like this. Fasuba came fourth at the 2007 World Final, and no Nigerian man had come closer since. Ajayi is not just closing that gap, he is kicking the door down. He carries the national record, the African indoor record, and now 2 scalps of the world champion. And the story is far from over. Ajayi confirmed he will race for Nigeria at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, starting in late July 2026. After what he showed in Eugene and London, he walks in as one of the big favorites for sprint gold. Seville and the rest of the world's best will get their chances at revenge later in the season. The question is no longer whether Ajayi belongs with the elite. The question is whether anyone can stop him. 2 races, 2 wins over the world champion, 1 stare across the line that said everything. Kanyinsola Ajayi beat Oblique Seville in the London 100 meters, and he made it look like the start of something much bigger. The kid from Nigeria is not a surprise anymore. He is the problem every sprinter on Earth now has to solve.